And we're actually in a census year this year. So this population is bigger than it was in 2010. Despite the accidental moron syndrome killing in the wars. Like I said, I mean, we have the pandemic now, but the pandemic is killing mostly old people. So those old people probably were going to die soon anyway, but they're dying quicker than they would have now with COVID. You know, some old people would have just lingered on forever. Not forever, actually, but for, 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Some of these old people be like, 75, 80, 85. And some old people look miserable. Like I told you, this one lady who was 94 when I met her, she ended up living until she was like 97. But when I met her, she was 94. And her family was celebrating her 94th birthday. I did not meet her on that day. I knew her before that day. But when it was her 94th birthday, I knew her by... I was dating this old lady's great-granddaughter. The great-granddaughter was 30-something that I was dating. But anyway, this lady told me that she hopes it is her last. When they were all hooting and hollering and saying, "Happy birthday, Grandma," she was telling me, "I hope it's my last." So some old people are ready to die. They don't mind dying. They welcome it because their bodies are so out of shape and decrepit. Like their bones are not as strong, and it's hard to get around when you're first off, their posture is bad. If you ever paid attention to an old person, their posture, most of them is bad. They got humpbacks. Not like they have an actual hump on their back, but their back is curved. Like they're sort of slouching. You know how your mother used to say, "Sit up." When you're sitting in a chair and you sort of slouching, sit up. And then old people, their muscles are not as strong, their eyesight's not as good. I don't know about their sense of smell or whatever, but they can't hold their bladder as well, accidentally peeing on themselves and stuff like that. So I digress. I don't know what got me sidetracked into talking about, but it was COVID related. That a lot of these some old people don't care about dying. Like I said, this lady was 94. She lived another 3 years after she told me she hopes it was her last. Her family, she didn't say that to them. She said it to me because they were all celebrating her birthday, and she was like, "Oh, whatever, big deal." I've had 93 more of them before this one. So she ended up living till she was 97, but she was 94 at the time. I was like, I hope this is the last one. But moving on, I have no celebrity deaths to report. Here as of late, we've had a lot of people who have died. Celebrities. That'll probably, pick up with COVID, with within the next couple of months if they don't get this vaccine out here, quickly. But before I came on to do this show today, I hadn't heard in the news of any celebrity deaths, so I don't know what that means, or I don't know. Maybe I could have missed something, but we'll find out. Usually, I've come on the show and there's been someone died and I didn't know it, or I forgot to mention it or something like that. Like back when a couple of months ago, Chadwick Boseman had died. He's played the Black Panther in the Marvel superhero movies, and he was only 42. And I think I forgot to mention when he passed away. But yeah, Alex Trebek passed away a couple of weeks ago, but I did mention that. So anyway, we're gonna take another short break. We'll be right back right after this.
You're listening to a man who's so sexy it's completely ridiculous. Mr. Anthony Scott Dover. Yummy.
Welcome back. All right. I'm going to move on to something personal in the show. And that is this. Because I was just thinking about this a couple of days ago, so I thought I would mention it. Because I'm not you ever heard that saying, ignorance is bliss? I'm sure you have. Most of you have heard of that. Ignorance is bliss. Because I heard a guy on the radio. This is a talk show host. A smart guy. A guy who's 49 or 50 or something. I heard him say, why do people say that? Ignorance is bliss. And I was thinking, why? What do you mean, why do people say that? Because ignorance is bliss. He was like, and I don't understand. He said, I don't understand why people say ignorance is bliss. Because if you don't know what's going on in the world or around you or in any specific situation, you're living blissfully. It's once you find out that you get all upset about it and everything, so that's why ignorance is bliss. Because it reminded I can't even believe he said it. Really, why do people say ignorance is bliss? Because ignorance is bliss, my boy. Of course ignorance is bliss. If you don't know something, then you can't be upset about it. You're just cruising along in your own world, like la la la. But as soon as you find out the truth about what's going on in the world, then if you care about whatever it is you found out about, you might be upset about it. Maybe you won't. Maybe you don't care. Maybe you find out some stuff and be like, oh, so what? Who cares? I'm sure some stuff is like that, but some stuff you care about because you ain't got no choice but to be shocked. But anyway, on a personal level, I got this cousin. It's a female who seems to know everyone else's business as far as secrets are concerned, which I don't want to know. I don't want to know your secrets. Okay? I'm not nosy like that I need to dig and hear this gossip and that gossip and this story and that about the family, about our family. I don't want to know about my family. I don't want to know about your family. And I certainly don't want to know anything disgusting, nasty, illegal, or any of that. Okay? So please don't tell me, because I don't want to know. But anyway, I got this cousin who you know, she just will tell you secrets in the middle. You know, just out of the blue. She'll just be like, yes, you know, I mean, you know, my dad raped a guy back in 1964 and that guy killed himself. Did you know that? I'd be like, no, I didn't know that. Why would I know that? And why did you tell me? I don't want to know that. Be like, no one ever told. Why would anybody tell me something terrible like that? You're the only person who's going to tell me something terrible about our family. Some secret. I mean, you know, that's something I just made up. That didn't actually happen. She didn't actually say that, but I'm just saying, you know, she says stuff like that. You know, this happened or that happened back in, you know, 30 or 40 years ago. And I'm like, I don't want to know that. Man. So, yeah, I'm not, you know, one to tell disgusting secrets to. So please, anybody who's listening to this podcast, if you know me personally, if you ever meet me, don't tell me a secret about somebody who that I don't want to know. I really don't. It's really not that amusing to me to know. And that's why ignorance is bliss. Because people like me don't want to know stuff that has nothing to do with me or anything, you know, nothing I can do about it. It's not like you told me about somebody who's molesting children right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I would think, you know, we got to put a stop to this, man. We can't allow that to happen. Are you sure that that's going on? You know, but if you tell me about something that happened 40 or 50 some years ago and all parties are no longer alive, then I don't want to know it. Please don't tell me. But anyway, I got a coworker, a couple of coworkers actually, that you ever worked with someone who's abrasive personality wise? They got an abrasive personality, meaning this person likes, you know, to just insult people just for no reason. Or maybe they think they have a reason. Like I got this guy I work with who I kind of thought people just didn't know how to take the guy. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was just me. You know, I say that a lot. Maybe it's just me. Because, you know, I liked the guy. I thought he was okay. You know, I thought maybe people just don't know how to take this guy. Because a lot of our co-workers, they didn't like him. They still don't like the guy. I ain't never heard any of them say, I hate the guy. But they don't like him. And the weird thing is, the guy's a Christian. And, you know, I know Christians. I'm not a Christian myself, but I know a lot of people who are Christians. And usually Christians are like nice people. So the fact that this guy is so abrasive, I think it's just him. It's not, has nothing to do with him being a Christian, but he plays the Christian card to keep anybody from saying anything to him that he doesn't approve of. Like, you know, don't curse at him. You know, respect me, I'm a Christian. You know, don't talk to me this way. You know, stuff like that. He plays the Christian card, which I don't have a problem with, except for one thing. If you're going to be insulting people all day, you can't play the Christian card so that no one says anything to you that you don't like. Okay, and this guy does that. I mean, he's a smart guy.